Hey there, I wanted to make a guide on the RPG game mode. This is not gonna be an end game guide. This is gonna be a noob guide or for people that just are starting out the RPG game mode. As you can see, I am myself only level 54, so I'm not that far into the RPG game mode myself. So everything like what's the best gear, the best farming spots and all that, and how to AFK farm, those will be in other guides, probably tomorrow or the day after, once I get leveled up myself and actually explore all the best spots. Anyway, for all of the people going through the story, the first thing I want to mention is the auto pickup setting. This is your auto pickup setting. You have to press B. I'm not sure what it is on other platforms, but in the top right it should say what the key binding is to press it, or whatever it is on controller or mobile. But if you have the auto pickup option on here, it's gonna be off by default. You're really gonna want to put this on. You're gonna want to have it on for everything at the start, so it picks up everything. Around level 10, I would say take off common. You no longer need common after level 10. Around level 25 is when I would click off rare. You no longer need rare after that. And around level 45 is when I would click off epic. But this is after you clear the story mode and go into the next mode. You'll be around level 40, and 40 to 45 is where I would start taking off the epic, in my opinion. I don't think you ever take legendary off. I haven't gotten to any point where it's worth taking off, at least. And mythic, as far as I know, can only spawn in the last difficulty, so we can't even have mythics yet. So we are just gonna be primarily running with legendaries. Those are the level caps. You want to remove these. Let's talk about the campfires. I'm gonna open the map here, and you can see the campfires on the map, or bonfires. When you interact with a bonfire, it gives you a few options. First, in the top left corner, you can see it gives you your difficulty. We're gonna have story difficulty, challenge difficulty, and nightmare. Then you can also press this to refresh the monsters. It has a 60-second cooldown. First button is salvage. You can salvage any gear you want. You can sort by character. You can sort by slot, weapon, leg, accessory. You can sort by rarity. You can sort by levels. When you press it, it says you in the bottom right how much you get. You're gonna get the gold coins from it. If you don't want to select them manually, over here in the bottom right above the recycle, you can press this one and it will select 20 at a time, and you can just press recycle, then press the button again. Next up, we're gonna have identity. Unfortunately, I don't have any gear to identify right now, but you basically click the gear and then it rolls a dice and it shows you the roll, and you can roll anywhere from 1 to 99, and depending on the roll, that's gonna decide how much stats you get. So a 80 roll gear has maybe, let's say, 44% crit rate, and a 20 roll gear that's the same level have maybe like 38% crit rate. So there is a difference in the stats themselves from how much it rolled. I'll probably pull up a clip of me rolling a gear piece. Next up, we have the rest. This just heals your characters and rests any dead characters. Then we have the leave. This just leaves the bonfire. This opens the team page. We'll go into that after. And this returns to the Roaring Continent. To return to the Roaring Continent, you can do it anywhere. You don't need a bonfire. You can just do it up here in the button on the left side above the minimap to return anywhere. If you do this in Fuzzyville, which is the starting area, it will return you outside of the RPG game mode. So for the gear, let's go over it a little bit. We're not going to go into gear specific stuff, we're just going to do an overview. You're going to have one weapon and then 4 armor pieces and 2 accessories. When you do click on these, it will show up like this, and you can choose and equip your gear. That is all you really need to know for now about your gear. You can also see your effects over here that you have on your characters, and you can see your stats for your characters here. Next up, we have the Esper abilities. You can read all your Esper abilities in here and your passives as well for all of the characters, including Ioi and Shinku. The next up to notice is there is Awakenings and Resonance effect in here, and they do apply from open world. So if you have a C6 character like I have on Mint, they'll have both the Resonance effect and all of the Awakening effects active inside the RPG game mode. We also have Ioi, who doesn't have any awakenings because she's not actually released yet, so we don't have that category. Shinku as well also have her resonance effect and her awakenings. And it does say awakening level matches that the external awakening level, so we also have an easier time clearing the RPG game mode, but worry not, it is completely fine to clear as a 0. Let's go over the map a bit. As you can see, there is bonfires on the map and there is chests on the map. These reset after every new game mode. That is all there is to really say about these small here. You're also gonna have sheeps for side quest. But let's return out here to the one continent. Here is the map that is most important. This is gonna be where you find a lot of your areas. You have one area here, 2, 3 and 4. And then you have these areas in here. Let's start with the base area. You have your campground here, which you can chill. You also have a merchant and you can just talk to your NPCs there. You have the fuzzy village, is where you start. Then you have the volcano, which is gonna be the first area you go to. I recommend that you leave this area at around level 15 after you kill the first boss. You'll want to be level 15 at least. So I recommend that you kill all the mobs that you do see until you're at least level 15. And then you can kill the last boss. The next area is the mountain area. The same goes for this area. When you are going through the area, just kill every mob you see. And by the time you're around level 25, you're gonna be high enough level for the next area. You still have to kill the boss first though. But it's important that you are above level 25. And that you're above level 15. If you're level 29, that's fine. As long as you're above 25. And it's important that you're looking at Shinku's level, not the other characters. Shinku's is the one that needs to be above 25 and 15. Then for the third area, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna want to be at level 35 and above. So before you finish the last boss in this area, you wanna be above level 35. That is for Shinku and all the other characters. Then this area, there isn't any level cap on this area, but I recommend that you are between 40 and 45. If you go through the area and kill every mob, you'll get around level 40, which is when I completed it. And it's completely fine to complete it at level 40. Do keep in mind the next area, which is the challenge mode. This is the last area. Once you complete this, you are forced into challenge mode. You cannot go back to the story mode. So you are stuck in challenge mode once you complete this area or clear the last boss. Challenge mode starts at level 45. So if you are level 40, the mobs are gonna be a bit harder, especially if you have bad gear. For challenge mode, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be volcano, ice area, lake, and then this Crimson Castle. I believe the volcano is where you are gonna be from level 40 to 50 to 55. I recommend 55, but I left at 50, but you can level to 55 without issues. This area is gonna be from level 55 to around 65. And I know that this area is gonna be at level, the mobs are 70 plus, so you're gonna be at 65 plus. I haven't gone into the actual area and this area yet, so I don't know what levels you need to be for those. But I believe this goes up to level, I think you want to be around level 80 when you leave this area. Around level 80 to 85. And then you want to farm this area from level 80 to 85 onwards. That should be the levels for those areas. Now that we have gone over the areas, you might have noticed there is these yellow things on the map. These are special challenges. They are all different kinds. Like the one up here, which is really important. We'll go over that in another video. But this one specifically, you just have to kill mobs. And that's how you complete the challenge. For this one, you have to collect chess pieces around the map to complete them. For the story mode, you do not need to worry about these at all. You can just ignore them. These are only usable after you get into the challenge mode, really, as a lot of these require higher level. So you can wait for these until you get into challenge mode. I haven't done them myself yet, as I only just got into challenge mode and it's level 54. Let's go to Fuzzy Will real quickly. Once we're inside Fuzzy Will, you will notice it looks a little bit different than story mode. For story mode, you're not gonna have all of these side quests. But for the challenge mode, it unlocks a bunch of side quests that you can do for currency. Now, what are these currency exactly? This gold is used to buy from the merchant, which is over here that we will go check out in a bit. The other currency is for the actual event shop itself, where you can buy other items. We'll go over the event shop last. Another way to get currency is if you press F1, you're gonna have challenges. So you can see in here you get a bunch of coins, both from the gold and for the actual event shop. So it's important that you clear these while you're in the story mode. You have to defeat 200 mobs, you have to collect bonfires and chests, and so forth. So just look over these and make sure you do them. Defeat 760 mobs. Just to reach the level cap, which is level 40, you will complete these just fine. So it shouldn't be too hard. The only thing you need to worry about is getting the bonfires, the chest, yeah. But yeah, these are challenges that you should complete. Let's go over the NPCs in Fuzzyville as well as the coins. Over here we have this mysterious fuzzy merchant, which is gonna sell you things for your gold. You use gold to identify items and for buying things. Here you can buy chest pieces and consumables. There are other merchants around the world where you can buy gear from as well. So don't believe this is the only merchant. There are multiple merchants around the world. We're gonna go look at another merchant afterwards as well, which is gonna be in our camp. But you'll also see this merchant in the actual areas that you level. Let's go over to another NPC over here. If you like gambling, this NPC is for you. Instead of using funds, you can get your gambling addiction from this guy. You can press give it a try and you can use gold. It costs 16k per roll. 51 plus nets you gold back, and 88 plus nets you even more gold. So you just have to roll above 51 to get gold. Unfortunately, I keep losing all my raw gold because I'm not rolling anything. This is not going great, huh? This is why we don't gamble on scratch tickets, because it looks like this. Wow, I won 23k after I lost probably around 100k. Got 23k for rolling 82. So honestly, this is a big waste of gold and you're probably not gonna make your gold back. But if you're bored and like to gamble, it's better than gambling with your funds, that's for sure. You also have 2 other NPCs, which this guy can identify your gear, which you can also do at the campfire. And this is an innkeeper where you can rest to heal your characters. If you press this up here, it will leave the continent, which means you'll go back to the overworld if you're in the fluffy village. Otherwise, I have to TP here to leave the village and then press on the portal. Unfortunately, TPing does not take you outside. You have to have double loading screens, which is not ideal. Let me just show you another merchant in our camp. You can also leave the boring continent by pressing this up here. Same as in the fuzzy village. Our camp should have another merchant NPC. It's gonna look exactly the same. So you can see here there's another merchant. Let's see what it sells. It should be selling different things. As you can see here, it sells gear pieces. This is a level 30 gear. These one gain anything from level 40 to level 100 depending on Shinku's level. This is depending on Shinku's level as well. And then you have all of the consumables as well. So if your Shinku is level 90, you will get level 90 equipment. This is where you can dump all of your gold. But I recommend just saving all of your gold until Nightmare Game Mode, and you'll thank me for that later, as it will really speed up your farming progress in the Nightmare Game Mode for the last piece of rarity of gear, which is Mythic. So if I was you, I would just save all of your gold. You really don't need to buy these right now. If you do want to buy them, you can buy a few of these right when you get into challenge mode if you want to have an easier time clearing the first few stages of the challenge mode. That is everything for this video and the beginner guide for the RPG game mode. I hope you enjoy and I hope it helps you out. I will go over gear pieces, gear sets, farming spots, where to farm the currency for the shop game mode, and how to clear Nightmare Game Mode as well, and how to AFK farm in other videos. I have to get to those spots myself before I can make a proper guide on them. Anyway, hope to see you next time.